Okay, so today we're talking about a tower that completely changed the Tokyo skyline. But this isn't just another skyscraper. It's this incredible futuristic giant that's actually built on a secret that's, get this, 1,400 years old. Yep, this is the story of the Tokyo Skytree. So this thing was finished back in 2012, and it is just massive. We're talking 634 meters tall, which makes it the tallest freestanding tower on the entire planet. But honestly, as impressive as that height is, that's not even the most amazing part. The real story here is how it's even possible for it to stand up in the first place. Yeah, building the Skytree was anything but simple. I mean, it presented this absolutely monumental challenge, and it's a challenge that comes from the very ground Japan is built on. So put yourself in the engineer's shoes for a second. Here's the big question. How on earth do you build the world's tallest tower in a country that gets hit with over 2,000 earthquakes every single year? I mean, Japan is literally one of the shakiest places on the planet. And just to put that into perspective for you, that's 60% of all the world's earthquakes happening right there. So you can imagine any building you put up, especially the world's tallest tower, has to be ready for some serious, constant, and often pretty violent shaking. So how do they tackle this huge modern engineering problem? Well, they looked to the past, and I mean way back. Turns out the answer was hiding in plain sight, inside one of Japan's most iconic and ancient buildings. You see, for something like 1,400 years, these incredible five-story pagodas have been a part of the Japanese landscape. And they've withstood centuries of typhoons, earthquakes, you name it, that have just flattened countless other buildings around them. It's crazy, but almost none have ever been taken down by a quake. They had a secret. And that secret is called the Shinbashira. Now, what is that? It's this massive central pillar, sometimes called a heart post, that goes right up through the middle of the pagoda. But here's the wild part. It doesn't actually hold the building up. Nope. Its whole job is to counteract and absorb the violent swing during an earthquake. And look at this. It's the perfect illustration of that connection. On the left, you've got the classic pagoda with its central Shinbashira, and on the right, that's the core of the Tokyo Skytree. The engineers had this aha moment. They realized this 1,400-year-old idea was the key to building for a safer future. So you might be wondering, how exactly does an ancient idea become a super high-tech vibration control system? Well, the Skytree's designers didn't just do a copy-paste job. Oh, no. They basically took the concept and supercharged it with 21st century tech. Okay, so here's the breakdown for the Skytree. Right at its heart, there's this enormous 375-meter-tall concrete core. That's the modern Shinbashira. But, and this is the really clever part, this core isn't actually attached to the outer steel frame of the tower. Instead, they're connected by these special, flexible oil dampers. And this diagram really shows you what's going on. When a quake hits, the outer steel frame starts to sway, but that big, heavy concrete core inside is separate, so its inertia means it moves differently. It sways out of sync. And those oil dampers in between, they act like giant shock absorbers, taking all the energy from that opposing movement, turning it into heat, and just poof, getting rid of it safely. And the result? It's incredible. This modern Shinbashira system is so good it can cut down the swaying of the tower during a major earthquake by up to 50%. That's just a stunning piece of engineering. So let's just run through that one more time, nice and simple. Step 1, the earthquake shakes the outside frame. Step 2, the heavy core inside starts to sway, but out of sync. And step 3, the oil dampers between them just soak up all that energy, which keeps the whole tower stable. It's kind of like a pendulum swinging inside a bell. They move against each other and cancel out the shaking. Brilliant! But wait, the innovation doesn't stop with the core. I mean, think about it. To hold up a building this huge, especially in an earthquake zone, you need a foundation that's just as groundbreaking. You need it to have roots. And this is where something called knuckle walls comes in. It's a special technology they use to anchor the Skytree. Basically, these are foundation piles that are covered in these lumpy, nodule-like bumps that just grip the heck out of the ground around them. This makes them way, way stronger against not just the side-to-side shaking from a quake, but also the powerful upward pull from strong winds. The designers themselves said it's like the roots of a giant tree, and that's the perfect way to think about it. You can see right here how these spiked walls dig deep into the earth, creating this unbelievably secure anchor. It's what makes sure this massive icon stays put no matter what. So, okay, the Skytree is obviously a marvel of resilience, but it's also a piece of a much bigger story, one that's really central to Japanese culture. It's this incredible story of turning crisis into progress. This is a pattern you see again and again and again in Japan's history. These absolutely devastating disasters, earthquakes, tsunamis, have repeatedly forced the country to innovate, to come up with new technologies just to survive and rebuild. And this timeline here just lays it all out. You have the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923. That leads to Japan's first real modern building codes. Then you jump to 1995, the catastrophic Great Hanshin earthquake, and right after, you see this massive leap forward in reinforcement technology. Every single disaster became a lesson learned, pushing the country to build stronger and to build smarter. And all that hard-won knowledge, leads us right back to the Tokyo Skytree. It really is the culmination of that entire history. At 634 meters, it's not just taller than other famous towers. It's a symbol. It's the pinnacle of 100 years of learning how to build safely in one of the riskiest places on Earth. You know, there's a quote from one of the sources for this explainer that just says it perfectly. Japan doesn't just overcome disasters. It uses them as a reason to develop new technologies and strategies. That adversity, it literally becomes the engine for innovation. So in the end, the Tokyo Skytree is so much more than just a tower, right? It's this incredible symbol of resilience. It's a perfect blend of ancient wisdom and modern-day genius. And it really leaves us with a big question to think about. What can we learn from honoring the past to build a safer future for ourselves? Something to chew on. Thanks for watching.